Not a fan. Absolutely not a fan. Bluetooth on a G-Shock. Why? Multiband 6, that is good, old school, radio waves. But I live in India, we don't receive it, it's fine. I figured out a way how to set multiband 6 G-Shock manually using an app. But Bluetooth, absolutely not. But I've changed my mind. I have the GMW-B5000 that has multiband 6 and Bluetooth, and I explored the Bluetooth option and it's been a game changer. I don't have to fiddle around with the buttons on my all metal G-Shock, it's just there sitting on my wrist, and I can do all the settings on the app on my phone and send it to the watch, and the watch just behaves. Let me show you how I set up my Bluetooth based G-Shock. Let's dive right in. Alright guys, so let's get on with step number 1, which is to download the Casio watches app. Now there is this other app which I will show. So Casio has announced that that is not the app anymore. So you see this app G-Shock connected, so it is not applicable anymore. So you have to get the Casio watches app. So let's install this app first. There it is. The app has been installed. Let's open the app. All right, click on get started. So depending on which region you are in, choose the region. It is set to US by default. So I'm going to change that to India. Where is India? India. Okay. Confirm settings and proceed. Boom. Now you need to have a Casio ID, so you need to have yourself registered with Casio. So I already have a Casio ID, which is using my Gmail account. So I'm going to sign in. All right, the boilerplate stuff, read the agreement, click agree, proceed, agree, next. Now it will give you this page which says that you have to enable permissions for the app. So click on agree. All right. Now if you look at the app, there are 3 main tabs. So home tab is where you get all the latest on G-Shock news, latest updates. If you want to discover different G-Shock models, up and coming models and so on. We are interested in the second tab, which is the My Watch tab, right? Now, when you click on the tab, there is nothing here because I don't have my watch registered on this app, which means I have not added the watch on the app here. So we are going to do that. So that is step number 2. You click on the plus button here at the bottom right. To add the watch, you have to add the module number, and you'll find the module number on the screw back case, the case back. So if you look at the tiny rectangle, it's written in that tiny rectangle 3459. So that is the module number for the GMW-B5000. So let's go ahead and do that. 3459. Okay, click on next. So it gives you a list of the models which are GMW-B5000. So you have to look for the one that is yours. So if you have an invoice or if you have the details from where you ordered from, just look at that and you will know the exact model number, right? So mine is the GMW-B5000 GD1. So let's look, which is basically all black metal with a negative STN display, which is GMW-B5, which is this one, GMW-B5000 GD. This one, let's click on that. There we go. Now GD has got two other variants, two other variants, which is the rose gold and the gold. But ours is the black, so let's choose that. I purchased it on the 25th of November, so I don't know if it's important, but I want to be accurate. And yeah, and then you can rename the watch. I call mine the Indian Darth Vader, so let's go ahead and call my watch the Indian Darth Vader. register, right? So let's click on next here and see what it does. So you have to give the app permission to use your current location wherever you go. So it says remove permissions if app is unused. I prefer to use this option because I don't want it to drain my battery when the location is always turned on. So I'm going to go into permissions. So you have to do two things. One is the location permission. So I'll only click on the allow only while using the app. So every time my app is on, the location feature, the permission gets turned on. And the other one is the nearby devices. So you have to allow it. Okay, I don't know how it is on the iPhone. So I'm pretty sure it should be similar. Maybe they're termed different. So basically you have to have the location permission on and the nearby devices permission on. And this is how it is on Android. So I've done that. So let's go back. So that is done. So that was your next step. So far we have done two steps. Step number one was to download the Casio Watches app and to create an account with Casio, basically registering yourself. Second was to add your watch that has Bluetooth on the Casio Watches app. Let's get on with step number three, pairing the watch. Now, how do you do it? Pretty simple. It shows on the app. This app is pretty much self-explanatory. So everything is on the app. So what this is saying is press and hold the lower left button till it detects, till the app detects the watch. So let's do that. Okay, I've done that and saying trying to connect, connecting. And it is done. The pairing is complete. Just click on close the window. My settings on the app for this app is such that when it is not in use, for it to not be given any kind of permission. So I have restricted its usage. Now that we have added the watch on the Casio Watches app, we can now operate the watch on the app directly without having to touch the watch. You can see on the tiny little rectangle on the watch. This watch, like other G-Shocks, like if you look at the GMW-B5000, you look at the tiny little bar on the below the seconds. That is your battery level indicator. This one doesn't have a battery level indicator, except when it is on very low battery, it will give you low battery indication on the screen, which we don't have now because it is at full charge. So there is no battery level indicator on this watch GMW-B5000. But every time you connect to the app, it will tell you how much battery you have on the, how much charge you have on the watch. Pretty simple. That is the first thing that you will see. Next is there is an instruction manual, so you can always click on that and explore the module of the GMW-B5000. So you can look into it. First is the alarm. So let's do some examples. So you can set the alarm on the watch like any other G-Shock that doesn't have Bluetooth. So you don't always have to connect to the app, but I want to show how the app works and in real time. So let's click on alarms. Right, so that there are multiple alarms and they have this one option for snooze alarm. So you do know that this watch comes with 5 alarms, 4 regular alarms and 1 snooze alarm. So they have the option for snooze alarm. So let's try both. Let's try the regular alarm first, which is say let's set it for it's 8:19 in the evening. So let's choose 8:20. Sorry, 8:20 and save. So once you're done, it's not set yet on the watch. You have to click on send setting to watch. It will start blinking and it says okay in that tiny little rectangle, which means the alarm setting is sent. Now it should start going off at 8:20. Let's wait and find out. To beep. The alarm is going off. Now we can go to alarm again. Let's cancel that. Okay, once you cancel, you can send the setting to watch again, so the alarm is not set anymore. Okay, before I get on with the other examples, I wanted to let you know, so when you're connected, when the Bluetooth connection is established, I want to let you know that you cannot touch the watch. Don't touch any button, because the moment you touch any button, the watch will be disconnected from the app. It says right here on the app, you can disconnect from the app, or just press any button on the watch to disconnect the watch from the app. That's what it says. Okay, so next up is setting of reminder. It's pretty basic. So I have this reminder. So for example, if you set a reminder for grocery shopping in the evening, and alert setting, alert once, or you can also do weekly, monthly, however you want it. So if you're doing weekly grocery shopping, then you can set an alarm for, say, Sunday evening, because you grocery shop every Sunday. So you set it for a particular date. So if tomorrow is the 22nd, I say okay, so the grocery shopping in the evening is set for 22nd, and if I save it and send the setting to the watch, it says okay, and the setting is sent. A reminder, it says REM on the tiny little rectangle. It says REM. It blinks okay. So tomorrow, grocery shopping. So whatever you typed in here, right? So tomorrow, it will just scroll. The grocery shopping reminder will scroll on that tiny little rectangle where it says REM and okay. And just to remind you, so when you look at the watch and you see grocery shopping scrolling in that tiny little rectangle, it's time to go grocery shopping. World time, you can set up to 5 different cities in world time. So you can pick and choose which you want. You click on Chicago, change it to a different time. You can choose on the map directly. So if you want to go Cleveland, you click on Cleveland, and then send the setting to the watch. And the setting is sent. Chicago time has been replaced by Cleveland time. Okay, so this next setting, time synchronization, is very important. Okay, now you have the option to turn it off, but it's good to keep it on, because if the time is off, if it is not accurate on your watch, every time the connection is established with the app, the time automatically gets adjusted on the watch, the correct time. That's what it does when this is turned on. Okay. This is incorrect time. So I just changed the time to 8:30, which is incorrect, just for demo purpose. So let's visit the time synchronization on the app. The automatic time synchronization setting, I've told you earlier, it is turned on. So what happens is, when I connect the watch to the app by pressing and holding the bottom left, okay, it's connecting. Look at the time here. It's 8:31. Connection is yet to be. It changes to 8:37, which is the current time. As soon as the connection is established between the watch and the app, the time automatically synchronizes, and the time on the watch is set to the current accurate time. So let's test to see what happens if the automatic time synchronization is turned off, and you have to send the setting to the watch first. Boom. Okay, it's off. So let's test it out. Let's disconnect and set the wrong time on the watch again. If the time changes to the correct time when the connection is established. Okay, it's connecting. It's at 8:31 here. Oh, interesting. So even if the time synchronization is turned off, as soon as the connection is established, it still changes the time on the watch to current accurate time. You have to keep this on if you want the watch to pick up the multiband 6 if it is applicable to you. If you are within the range of the 6 atomic clock stations, and if it is going to receive the signal, if you are within the range, then you have to keep the automatic time synchronization on. That's what it says. You can see it says RCVD because we just set the time using Bluetooth, using the app. Everything else is pretty standard. There is watch settings for your key sounds, your light and everything, key sounds in terms of, do you want the keys to beep every time you press? You can keep it on or off. Light, there is an option between 2 seconds and 4 seconds. I like to keep it on 2 seconds to save the battery. Watch display options, you can choose 12, 24 hours, month, day, month, depending on, what you're used to, or day of the week language settings. So you have these 6 language options to set the day of the week. So it says TH, which is English, Thursday. So you can choose whichever language you want. Power saving, it's on for me. Because when the watch is in the watch box, it's not being used, the display automatically goes off. All the digits, everything that is on the display just vanishes. You'll have a blank LCD. If you're done using the app, just click once to disconnect. And we're done. We're disconnected. I didn't show you earlier because, once it is connected, I didn't want to press the watch because then it will disconnect. But if you remember the world time, so I changed from Chicago to Cleveland. So if you go to world time number 1, it says Cleveland in that tiny little square. So this is Cleveland time. So basically I changed the city from Chicago to Cleveland on the app, and I sent it to the watch. All these can be done on the watch itself, but I just realized how convenient it is to do it on the app because we are so used to touch screens. So it's so much easier to do it on a touch screen than pressing these 4 buttons on the watch.